right, Vashawn, do you know you're taking your meds? Do you know I was listening to a clip? I think it was, I can't remember the talk show host name, but 50 Cent was on there. And you know what the question was? If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, and he said, you don't have to listen to it every day, but if you were going to listen to a song, this would be the only song you can listen to for the rest of your life. 50 Cent came back with an answer right away. And you know what it was? Sade, Cherish the Day. Can I just tell you, I think Sade is so talented. She just comes out, no shoes on, her guitar, and it's just.
You on the first row?
All right, who is here on Isaac Joel Valles?
Morning, Ron.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right, where's he?
He is right there.
Let me find him on the docket. Hello. So on this case, we have a couple of cases that are awaiting indictment.
Yes.
So where are we on discovery? And are you on all the cases?
We're missing a dash cam, so it's not extensive. But what we want to do is see about a drug court referral. I think it'd benefit from that.
All right. So with regards to the drug court referrals, I received an email from them.
Oh,
They're at capacity,
what does that mean?
that they don't have any room because they don't have enough personnel to add more people. So
Does that mean it's shut down or do we wait?
oh, no, it's not shut down. It's just,
No, for new admission.
oh, there will be a waiting list.
What do you recommend we do?
Well, he has to be on probation to go to felony drug court anyway. Let me ask you this. If you're drug tested, what would the results be? And you need to be honest because we're not on the record. You're not under oath. So it's not going to be held against you because you're not under oath, right? So I'm trying to figure out what way to best help you. And what I can tell you in this court, normally, if there's some type of plea bargain agreement, and I think it's appropriate, my goal is for people to be rehabilitated when they're on probation. So back to my question. All right, and what for? And what else?
Okay.
All right. So do you live at home with anybody or are you by yourself?
Sure.
All right. So one, don't use drugs in your parents' house. Don't smell like marijuana in your parents' house because your parents love you, right? So what I want you to do for me, and hopefully you'll start doing it for yourself, I want you to do some sober support meetings. That will go a long way in making me see that you're on the right track, all right? What I can tell you is they have lifetime recovery, but there's an issue with funding.
Another problem.
Yes, so he'd have to pay for that. But I learned about a new place that maybe you want to look into.
Well, what's the name of that, Judge?
It's called SOBA,
Sofa?
SOBA.
Soba.
Yes. And
Probably sobriety something.
let me see what they just call it SOBA, Texas Drug Rehab, Detox and Addiction Recovery.
Texas
So of
Rehab,
course it's
okay.
on a ranch, but you may want to look in it. They do have some testimonials, but you know how that is. But they do have addiction services there. They do have inpatient there. Let me give you the number that appears on this. It's 210-529-8410.
Okay.
I will give you this, but I don't have an extra copy of it.
Is it like a handbook or something? No, this is enough. You can,
Okay.
we'll get on their website.
All right. So make sure that you do sober support meetings, all right? And for you, because you came to court, you're going to be positive and you knew you were coming to court, that means that you have a major problem. So I want you to do daily sober support meetings. They're located throughout San Antonio, throughout Texas. They're available all hours of the day.
You're talking about NA.
Well, yes, but they call them sober support meetings now, but NA. So do one a day. Now, if you feel you need to do 2 a day, 3 a day, then do that. But I'm trying to make sure that you get clean and sober, all right? So starting today, do a sober support meeting, listen to people, talk things out, because sometimes it helps when you see people who are in the same predicament that you're in, or either you see someone who was where you were and now they're in a better place. All right, so we have the body cam or dash
cam.
All right, so State, if you can make sure they get the dash cam.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
No, can we get a date?
All right, if I can have 30 days for discovery, please. All right, June 9th.
6-9.
Yes,
Well, thank you, Judge, as always.
sure. And I'll still do a referral to felony drug court. You won't be able to move on anything unless you're on probation. And also they'll probably put you on a waiting list, but at least you'll be closer to the top of the waiting list.
Well, let's hope NA starts to kick into, well, daily, what did you call it?
Daily sober support meetings. All right, so make sure you do those, all right? And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Just have a seat. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one. And Norma, do a referral for felony drug court. Who is here on Havanna Miller? If she'll come forward. Right. Who is this, a special prosecutor on this? State, did you make an offer?
Yes.
And how old are you? All right, Miss Ferguson, set this for weeks for plea deadline date, please. All right, June 5th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting this offer. You've reached an agreement. If you have not reached an agreement, your next court date is going to be a jury trial date. Do you understand? All right, thank you for dressing it appropriately for court. Just have a seat and your attorney will bring you a reset form. Once you sign the reset, you're excused. All right, and has the acknowledgement of discovery been completed?
Yes, it was turned in at the last setting.
All right, you. Oh, no problem. Thank you, Vashawn. We try to do it. Vashawn, I think I'm gonna have to start taking allergy medicine at night because I try to take it every day at the same time. It's causing me to be drowsy because you don't take anything. Even if I take daytime medicine, I'm still sleepy. So we shall see if I can switch it up.
To talk to them, to stay on this side.
Thank you. Tammy Franks, hello. How are you doing this morning?
Fine.
All right. So who is the prosecutor on this case? All right, thank you. So is the discovery completed
Yes, sir.
and an offer tender?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, Dave. All right, how old are you? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this in 3 weeks, and in 3 weeks' time, you'll need to let the court know whether you've reached an agreement with the state. If an agreement has not been reached, your next court date is going to be a jury trial setting. You understand? And counsel, if it's going to be a jury trial setting, if you all can already discuss whether she wants a bench trial or a jury trial.
Yes, Judge.
All right. I need a 3-week reset. Yes. All right, June 5th, okay? And what I can tell you, if just decide to proceed with a bench trial, if you come to me, if the state proves their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you guilty. If they don't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you not guilty. So if you come to me for a bench trial, I'm just going to listen to the evidence and make a decision based upon what I hear, all right? We'll be back on June 5th. On date, you'll need to let me know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state, okay? All right, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Have a great rest of your day. All right, so if you'll let her sign the reset form, then she's excused.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you. And counsel, if you could sign the acknowledgement of discovery before you leave.
Yes, Judge.
All right, who is here on Vanessa Rubio? So is your client in custody?
She's in the hospital.
All right, but I mean, technically she.
Yes.
All right, so do you know what the hospital status is?
No, I just got an email saying she was in the hospital. They did not disclose any other details.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll reset this as well for June 5th.
Okay.
And then if you can give some update of when they think she'll be released from the hospital, then we can recall it on a different day.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Ferguson Rubio is recalled for June 5th. Vashawn Rubio is recalled for June 5th. Marco Marino Vasquez, are they here?
Yes, yes, Judge, I called them already. They said they were on their way.
All right, so once the interpreter comes, you can give me the file. Hello, I'm sorry, what?
Good outcome on the trial.
Yeah.
Motion to suppress granted.
Yeah.
I kind of thought so. Took it under consideration, then looked at it again. He goes, no, it's just. It's the first stop got thrown out, so then the second one by necessity had to. That's a weird one. I've never seen that before.
Well, good luck. I love when I see attorneys, fighting for their clients. It's always great.
Yeah, every now and then we're taking wins when we can get them.
Okay. All right, who's here on Marco Marino Vasquez? Thank you. Good morning. So counsel, do you have all discovery now?
I do. We've gone through it. The state had recently given me some new discovery. I've gone through it with my client. He also provided videos, which I've gone through that I don't think my clients see, but they are potential great. We can use later if we need. So I think we need a trial date, Judge.
Yes, we do. Does he want a jury trial or a bench trial?
Jury trial.
With the jury.
All right, how long do y'all like this trial to last?
I would say at least a week.
I would think so.
There's a few bit as security surveillance that might be a little bit longer than the normal.
All right, if you all will speak with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date and then come back to me with the date that you all agreed upon.
Thanks.
Do you have any questions, sir?
And we did,
Thank you.
We've sort of narrowed it, Judge.
Judge, I mean, just looking at our only dates that I see that if it's one of this year
Everyone, please whisper.
would be December, the Mondays is a Tuesday. That's, I mean, because everything else is sort of,
It's booked.
just, unless you want to get it to January, then that's entirely up to you.
All right, this is what we'll do then. Mr. Marino, in this court, we're trial every week. I don't like for people to have to wait for their jury trial, but the state can only try one case at a time. And I try to make sure that trials are placed on the docket as quickly as possible. The earliest date that we can give you is December 9th. Now, if for some reason there is an opening that opens up sooner, we can let your attorney know and we can have you brought over sooner. Do you have any objections to the December 9th date?
Well, for me, the sooner the better.
All right, let's go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 4371B State versus Marco Antonio Marino Vasquez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
For the
David A.
defense?
Garcia, attorney for Marco Moreno Vasquez.
And are you Mr. Marino Vasquez?
Yes.
All right, if I can have the interpreter, if you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm do you solemnly swear and affirm you translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. So, as I was stating off the record, Mr. Vasquez, we try to get cases set in jury trial as quickly as possible. If I had 20 prosecutors in this courtroom, we could still only do one jury trial a week because I have other cases that I have to attend to as well. I know your case has been on the docket since July of 2024. There have been several issues that are outside. Oh, excuse me, just one second. Are you the first attorney on this case?
I am, Judge, but there have been a lot of discovery that come in time. And I think that's one of the reasons why things have been delayed.
And yeah, just for the discovery purposes, the CPS information just became relevant or actually given notice to us. And actually just developed in probably the last couple months or so. And then he does have a co-defendant that was set before him that ended up fleeing and he's pending sentencing. So it may have complicated issues.
Okay.
So that might be something.
All right, because at the time that he's been on the docket, he's actually been on the docket for what I consider to be a long time, but now that has cleared that up.
Right. And then I think one other thing was it came in as tampering as opposed to the murder.
And and it's still listed.
Right, it's tampering. That was one of the issues that I contend with my client because he kept arguing that he's only charged with tampering. And I was like, no, there's also a murder.
Well, and actually, I believe my understanding is it's a 3-count indictment, murder and tampering, also, I believe, deadly conduct or something like that.
Yes, and then there's a burglary of a habitation. Well, no, there's a discharging of a firearm at a habitation. So, sir, you actually have 3 counts in your indictment. You have a murder count, you have a discharging of a firearm into a habitation, and then
A tampering.
a tampering.
May I speak?
Es lo que no entiendo yo eso, que primero de 3 meses que tenía yo el caso de muerte, después desapareció y me pusieron temporary evidence por más de 16.
All right.
That's what I don't understand. In the last 3 months, they told me that they gave me, and it showed the murder, but then it was the tampering.
All right, so let me just explain something to you. When they do an indictment, the court receives one, and the court was original that's signed by the foreman of the grand jury. So this is your indictment, and there are 3 counts in it. Now, sometimes what will end up happening for some reason, when a case is indicted, instead of the higher level felony being listed first, they list the lower felony. And then people will think, oh, I'm just charged with a third-degree felony tampering with evidence. But there counts in. So whenever you see something, when they're bringing you over from the, and what you're charged with, they don't list all 3 counts that are in your indictment. They'll just list one offense. And so in your case, that's why I always get confused when I see you, because in your case, on the court's docket sheet, it'll just say tampering with evidence. That's why I was looking at both of them. How can a tampering with an evidence case take 5 days or a week? But then when I go back and I remember and I look at your indictment, and one count, you're charged with murder, and another count, you're charged with discharging a firearm at a habitation, which means place that's occupied in somebody's living. And then the third one is tampering with the evidence. So when they indicted you, they just took one general case and they, under that one case number, they put all 3 counts. If they wanted to, they could have said, you know what, we're going to charge him in 3 separate cases. You have 3 separate cause numbers. One cause number will be the murder case. One cause number will be the discharging at a habitation, and the other one will be tampering with evidence. But they just decided to put it all in one indictment. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes, I ask you, please.
Por eso ya hace un año el abogado que quiere ir a juicio.
More than a year, an attorney that I want to go.
Porque lo que están, por eso quiero ir a juicio, que el jurado me escuche y también la juez me escuche, porque aquí no me dejan hablar conmigo.
Judge to listen to me, the jury to listen to me, because when I know me to speak.
Y luego, para lo que me están acusando de muerte, que me están acusando que le disparé a una habitación, y lo otro, por eso quiero que me enseñen las pruebas de que tengo, porque yo sé que yo tengo mi mente limpia, que yo no hice nada. Quiero que me enseñen.
And then they're telling me that, there's the case of murder and discharge of firearm. So what I want is for, to be able to see all everything that they have.
All right, so let me explain something to you. Sometimes the length of time that it takes you to go to trial is outside your attorney's control. The way I say we can't do 2 cases at the same time for jury trial, we came close one time. We had a jury deliberating and started another trial. But your attorney can't be in 2 places at the same time. And I guarantee you, Mr. Garcia, I know him. He's never been to my house for dinner, so I don't know him that way. But what I can tell you is, I know for a fact that he's been in a jury trial since your case was pending. And if he's in a jury trial somewhere else, he can't be in a jury trial here because nobody can be in 2 places at the same time. And then when we're in a jury trial, we can't have your trial. So then your case will get pushed back to another day. So the fact that this is your setting day is not your attorney's fault. It's not my fault. It's not the state's fault. It's just that your case is not the only case on his docket, on the state's docket, and my docket. If your case were the only case that was pending in all of the cases that I have, and I think I have over 1,000 or something, we would try your case right now. Today, we'll bring a jury in. But that's not what we have. Now, with regards to your viewing the evidence, I've been a defense attorney, I've been a prosecutor. What I can tell you is sometimes people, when they're charged with a case, they don't look at their evidence objectively. They want something and they want their attorney to tell them something different than what they're seeing. Your attorney can show you the evidence, you look at it, and then you make an informed decision on whether or not you want to go to trial or whether or not you want to reach an agreement with the state. I will tell you what I tell everyone here. I've had people come to me before bench trials. I found some people not guilty. I found some to me. This is a murder case. For me, I would listen to the evidence and I'll base my decision on the evidence that presented to me. I'm not going to say, oh, the state didn't prove their case, but this is a murder case. Let me find somebody guilty. For me, it's a murder case. Did the state prove case beyond a reasonable doubt? Even on a murder case, if they didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you not guilty. If they prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you guilty. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, if you want a bench trial, I can get you in here sooner. But in order for you to be entitled to have a bench trial, the state has agreed to waive the jury, and you have to agree to waive the jury. So if you want a bench trial, then we can do it sooner. If you want a jury trial, the earliest I can have you in here is that December 9th date. If something falls through, the state can call your attorney, the coordinator will call your attorney and say, we have an earlier date open. Do you understand?
Que se está tardando nada de eso.
I'm not
Simplemente yo
them
no-
that the trial is taking long or anything. I'm basing myself on what they're telling me. You know, they give me one date, they give me.
When you are given a jury trial date, if there's a case that is older than yours, that is on the docket as well, then that case will go first. In your case, you had a co-defendant. The co-defendant decided to enter into a plea. So once he or she entered into a plea, then your case became next. Your number ends in the letter B. So the person whose number ends in the letter A goes before you.
Okay,
Y ahora es porque no,
Thank you,
no,
baby,
quiera él
excuse.
nada, simplemente que en más de 27 meses no me lo he visto 2 veces por aquí nomás.
well, and the thing is, not that I don't like him or anything, but in the 27 months, I've only seen him like twice.
All right, so here's the thing. Let me tell you another thing. Sometimes defendants see their attorneys. They would love to see them on a daily basis because I know this is an extremely important case to you, right? But some attorneys, if they don't have any new information to give you, their whole thing is, why am I seeing you? I don't have any information to give you. I'm going to show up and say, hey, we're waiting on this discovery. I don't have it yet. Now, I will tell you, when I was a defense attorney and I was starting out, and this is how you get burned out, I would see, if I had a client in jail, I would see them once a week. I would take the via bus, go to the jail, and I would see my clients on Saturdays and Sundays. And I would come and I would tell them, hey, I'm just letting you know that I'm still working on your case. I'm still waiting on this. Because sometimes the only visitor that your client will have is their attorney. Now, I would do that. I didn't have to do that. And your attorney doesn't have to do that. If they don't have any new information to impart to you, there really is no reason for them to see you. Because at the end of the day, in the words of John Wayne, we're not here to make friends. We're just here to do a job. Right?
Uh-huh.
So that's where we are. Now you're saying seeing something. He said he hadn't seen what the state has against him.
Nomás me enseñaron un video que tienen en contra mía, que según estuve presente, y es lo que he visto yo nomás. De
The
100,
only thing I've seen is a video that they showed me where I was supposed to be there. That's all I've seen.
de 100 videos.
Videos that the investigator has, they only showed me once.
All right, so here's the thing. My question is, have you seen the police report?
They have not shown me anything.
Right. So, Mr. Garcia, I understand what's going on. But if you could just grab the states and read the police report.
I'll do it again, Judge. I've done it in court many times. My investigator spent countless, I mean, a lot of hours showing him tons of him, all of the reports. My investigator speaks Spanish perfectly, and that's why we have that done so that there's no problem. It's much harder here in the court, but I'll go through it again.
All right, so they're going to go over the police reports with you again. It's going to be whatever is in the state's file. Your attorney will look at that. And after looking at that, if you change your mind about anything, just let the court know. But your court date is going to be December 9th.
Thank you, Judge.
Muchas gracias.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's all I know, really. I think I already put that in the system. Put down David Huff. All right, if you'll come forward. Probation, this is an application. All right, court, counsel, you on this side. Court calling 2025 CR 003649, State versus David Wayne Huff. Can I have parties announce?
Matthew Finch for David Huff, Your Honor, ready?
And are you Mr. Huff?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
We have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Huff, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? All right. Did you review the court's admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, within 1,000 feet of a playground, and that makes it a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Huff, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. They will take in consideration 2025 PF 06925. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
State any evidence.
One in attachments, Judge. We've reviewed those, Your Honor. We have no objections.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. We waive PSI today.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client is motivated. He's accepted responsibility today. He's asking of the court to follow this plea bargain. We would ask that you sentence him accordingly and follow our recommendations to the court as well.
All right, so how long you,
19 years.
all right. Why did you start? What happened in your life?
Mom, my dad, and my stepdad was killed in the car wreck.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Coming up and
So are you, if you were tested today, what would the results be? All right, positive for what? And what else? All right. So here's the thing, where you're starting at now today, it's the court's hope that you'll get clean and sober and you stay clean and sober. So do you have any support system? So, I mean, do you have, who do you still with?
I got a house.
So do you live by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
No, I mean, I got 2 kids, but they live in West Texas.
And what are,
That's 24, and my daughter's 18.
all right, do you have any grandchildren?
No, yeah.
Okay. Are you working at all?
sir.
What do you do?
I work right now with People Ready.
I'm sorry, what?
For People Ready as an electrician.
Okay, right. This is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's to be no contact with Veronica Renee, Renee Trevino. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution, 120 sober meetings in 120 days. A referral to felony drug court, TAP evaluation, out of custody, follow TAP recommendations. Probation, is there anything else he needs? And I'm sorry, taking consideration 2025 PF 06925. Yes. Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am, I appreciate it.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Courts of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. So if there's an issue, talk to your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. And nobody can help you, and we can't help you with your drug addiction if you don't want to help yourself. Now, I've ordered that you have a TAP evaluation out of custody. They're going to give you a date for that. If you miss that date, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You're going to be taken into custody. Either you'll make bond or you won't make bond, and I'll hear that motion to revoke. So if you need to get an appointment booklet, get an appointment booklet and put your dates down. You understand? And today, other than following their instructions, you need to go to a sober support meeting. Those are the NA meetings, so you can get your life back on track. Because if you continue to use, only two things going to happen. Either you're going to end up in prison, right? And you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose even more time with your children. Or either somebody's going to have to come down and identify your body. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be
Thank
excused?
you. Yes. Just have him remain in custody to speak with probation.